Africa is home to the youngest population in the world, with over 60% of its citizens under the age of 25. These youth are driving movements of social, political, and economic change. But what happens when the dream of a better future is derailed by internal betrayal and personal ambitions cloud the collective vision? Meet Amina, a 24-year-old social activist from Nairobi, and Kwame, a 27-year-old tech entrepreneur from Accra.
We were both young, vibrant leaders, united by the idea that Africa's future rested in the hands of its youth.
Yeah, we believed in harnessing the energy and potential of our generation to make real change. Together, they led a Pan-African youth movement called Rising Voices, which quickly gained momentum across the continent. Their goal was to push for innovation, fight corruption, and demand more from African leaders, while creating opportunities for young people to thrive.
I was an idealist who believed in grassroots, organizing and mobilizing the power of communities.
And I represented the tech-savvy generation that believed Africa's salvation lay in technological innovation. Together, they were a formidable team, and Rising Voices became the symbol of hope for millions of African youth. The movement began to receive international attention, with media coverage and endorsements from global icons. Donations poured in from both local and international sources. It seemed nothing could stop the momentum. A new Africa was on the horizon, one led by its youth. But behind the scenes, all was not as perfect as it appeared. As the movement grew in influence and funding, cracks began to emerge in its leadership. Rumors started circulating about mismanagement of funds. Kwame, who had been in charge of managing the organization's finances, was accused of funneling money into his personal tech startup. This wasn't just any startup. It was a luxury tech brand designed to cater to the rich elite, contradicting everything Rising Voices stood for.
A leaked email revealed that Kwame had been secretly siphoning funds into offshore accounts, betraying the trust of the very youth who looked up to him as a role model. The revelation was explosive and spread like wildfire across social media. A once promising leader had been brought down by greed and ambition.
In the midst of this chaos, Amina refused to let the dream die. While she faced a storm of criticism, she made a bold move. She went public with the truth.
I admitted to the youth that leadership had failed them, and I took full responsibility for not keeping closer tabs on Kwame's actions.
She did not shy away from the scandal, but instead used it as a lesson for all those who were part of the movement.
I urge you not to lose hope, but to learn from the betrayal. The future is not about individual heroes. It's about collective strength.
Yes, Amina, we stand with you.
Amina's courage and honesty began to turn the tide. Amina began a new chapter for Rising Voices. The movement was restructured to ensure transparency and accountability.
We decentralized the leadership structure, putting power back into the hands of local chapters to ensure no single leader could ever misuse funds or power again.
While Kwame's betrayal had left a scar, Amina's resilience and honesty restored faith. Rising Voices slowly rebuilt itself, not from the top down, but from the grassroots up. The story of Rising Voices is a cautionary tale for today's society about the dangers of unchecked ambition and the betrayal of trust within social movements. As Africa's youth rise to shape the future, this story reminds us of the importance of collective responsibility, transparency, and integrity in leadership. In today's world where social media and public influence can propel anyone to leadership, the lesson is clear. Power without accountability will always lead to downfall. But from the ashes of betrayal can rise a stronger, more inclusive future if people are willing to learn from their mistakes and rebuild together. Africa's youth still hold the keys to a better tomorrow, but they must ensure that the voices leading the charge reflect the values of honesty, humility, and unity. The future of Africa, and indeed the world, belongs to the youth. But as this story teaches, leadership is not about individual glory. It's about serving the community. How will you rise to shape the future?